Testing, testing, testing. Hello. Hello. Is this a proper volume for the microphone? I never know. Plus, all the editing videos and articles up to this point really haven't showed me how to edit the audio correctly. You know, we're dealing with issues that I was dealing with 2 years ago. God damn. So, God damn. Anybody ever drink too much of Monster? Or a drink like Gatorade does it a lot too, where it just builds up all this phlegm in right where the throat meets the shoulder blade, or the shoulders connecting to the neck, right there, right below the Adam's apple. I think that's where if you're like dying, they cut a hole in there and they stab a pen through, save your life. So I got a new concept for this world, and it's the simulation world, or whatever. Magic, Goma Dream magic, simulated. We're going. How many Sims games are there? I've actually never played. Is it Sims or The Sims? We're gonna find out right now. Sims. Sims 4. Is there... Damn it. I thought there was 5 of them. Ooh. Damn, dude. Fuck. So I guess there's 4. I'll look this up. How many Sims games are there? Let's find out. Oh my god, these kinds of websites are like truly insane. Fandom. And then I just swallow it after doing that, which really defeats the whole purpose of hawking up a loogie. What the fuck? Wow, so there is 4 of them. God damn it. I was hoping to go for number 6, but who gives a shit? Whatever, man. This fucking Sims 5 it is. It just Sims 6 roll off the tongue a little bit better, you know. 3 sequels, over 24 expansion packs. Numerous console and non-PC platform games, and several other spin-off titles within the series. Spin-off titles. As of September 2013, there have been more than 175 million copies sold of games within the franchise. Why does my voice... Jesus Christ. The series is the most successful PC gaming franchise ever. That is kind of sad, I'm gonna be honest. Don't you just walk around and like make money and then like buy a house? That's pretty much what you do, right? For the most part, you just... I mean, I used to play like Roller Coaster Tycoon and Zoo Tycoon, because those are kind of fun. You know, you get to like create your own zoo or your own amusement park. Why is my voice doing that, dude? I do not my voice doesn't squeak or crack. Okay. They made a console version. All right, this is unacceptable. I guess I'm a woman in another life, you know? That's pretty cool. A fine-ass broad. Which doesn't surprise me in the least. Huh. Oh yeah, that's right. Gotta keep it down a little bit. Adolf Buzzkill's in the other room. You know, the Führer. Like I said, if you run into any people who used to be Nazis or like would like to become part of the Fourth Reich, and you're not really sure how to approach the situation or deal with them, just give them a Sieg Heil, which, you know, you need to do it the correct angle. Because if you hit it like too high or too low, it's a sign of disrespect to Adolf. So you gotta hit it right, you know, it's pretty much right at the top of your head is where the tip of your fingers should be, essentially. That's how you do a proper Sieg Heil and keep that wrist straight. Thumb. I can't remember if the thumb is connected or separate from the other four. Yeah, that doesn't look right together. We'll give that one a goog. How to properly... Alright, I think my keyboard's retarded. How to properly Sieg Heil. Why does it do that? Holy shit, man. Sieg Heil. Yeah, of course, nothing's popping up that... Oh, there we go. Nazi salute. Or the Sieg Heil. Wow, that can't be true. Heil Hitler. Heil Hitler. Heil Hitler. That's how they sound when they say it, too. Heil Hitler. Yeah, so Hitler's got the... Does he have... Yeah, he's got the thumb connected to the other... to the hand. So you gotta keep the thumb attached. Don't spread the thumb out. That's how to properly do a Sieg Heil, right about the top of the head there. So apparently, Sims is the most popular PC gaming franchise of all time. I mean, if that doesn't make you want to fucking really, like, poison the country or start cancel culture, which, you know, I'll get into that in the next episode. That one's going to be real fun. Yeah, you're going to want to listen to that one. And this one, because this is all about Sims 5, skitsed out on comedy skits. It's a concept, it's still in the works, but basically, instead of just walking around, why? My voice does get like that sometimes. Yeah, that's better. Real low. So, the concept of the game is I've never even played Sims. Maybe I should watch some gameplay just to get my head in the mindset of the character. Sims gameplay. Sims 4 gameplay. It's because of the phlegm. So here we go. Hands-on gameplay. Fuck yeah. Yes. I'll put a link in the... Holy shit. I'll put a link in the description of the episode for this video. Really good stuff here. Wow. This game... So that's really what you do, huh? And then what? You go to work? Or you shoot up some heroin? Yeah, you gotta make sure the lamp is in the right spot. You don't want the lamps, imagine if you're trying to read the newspaper and the lamp is on the other side of the room. Nope, he thought he was done with the first floor. He's not done. He tried to move to the second floor. Buddy, slow your roll. You have to put the fucking dresser facing the right way in the corner. What the God, that'd be hilarious. God damn. I'd probably blow my brains out, though, if I was a woman in another life. Jokes, comedy, joke. But it would be insanely weird to, live. That would be... Imagine that. Being a man, at least, somewhat, for all of your life. I mean, do I sound like a woman? Do I sound like a child? No, I don't. But when I was 13, maybe 12, I definitely didn't sound like a grown man. And I definitely called in a prank call bomb threat to a Walmart or a Target in Alabama or Arkansas. I can't remember which. And I was on the phone for... It was about just over 8.5 minutes. I think it was 8:39, I'm not going to lie. I don't know how I remember that, but I remember looking at the phone after I was done. It was a fucking prank call, dude. It's a joke. Oh, so you can have kids in the game. That's good. You can even talk to your kid. Well, that's fucking good, man. People don't talk to their kids enough these days. I don't think the kid is impressed with the layout of the furniture That's quite obvious. Plus the walls are invisible, so it doesn't even really look like a fucking house. But the lady I talked to, I think I talked to a lady for the most part. And I remember she put me on hold. She put me on hold. Can you believe that? When there's a fucking bomb in the building. God. Talk about prioritizing. She went to go get somebody to talk. I think they were both talking with me at that point of the phone call. And I can't even remember if it was both of them or him or what any of them even said. I don't remember a single word that they said. I don't remember what she sounded like. But I know she put me on hold about 3 or 4 minutes in, I think. And I can't remember if it was before or after the hold, but I said, yeah, there's a bomb in the toilet bowl in the bathroom. There's a bomb in the toilet bowl. In a bag of there's a bag of Cheetos in the toilet bowl, and there's a bomb inside of it. And it could probably blow at any second. But imagine like a little voice like this, kind of like this. Yeah, like that. That's pretty good right there. Yeah. Imagine taking anything that voice says seriously, like not as a prank. That woman deserves to be psyoped into another dimension. Let me just put it that way. Not me for the doing like, oh, Hayden, that means you're technically a terrorist. Have you ever heard of the word prank or the word joke? Is comedy dead in this country? Because it almost seems that way. I gotta plug my charger in. Is that so? Who's ready to get pregnant, ladies and gentlemen? While my dick is still, somewhat functional from, just a bunch of bullshit, fucking shit I should stop complaining about, probably. Even if they can't, that's the thing about Nazis. Even if they can't see you do the Sieg Heil or hear you say, Heil Hitler, Heil Hitler. They just know, they can sense it. So even if you are in another room, even if you're in another room, they know you're good. Like, that's all you need to do. And then your day's going to be infinite, like, so much better. Like, at least 4 times better than if you didn't do that. And not many people know this. This game looks so fucking boring, dude. It looks so boring. And I used to be like super amused from Zoo Tycoon, which is actually kind of a fun game, I'm not gonna lie. Can you imagine like starting from nothing and then having a prosperous, like pretty, profitable zoo of every like animal in the world? You create all the fucking landscapes of each of the fucking whatever they're called, the cages or whatever they put them in, stages, or dude, all right, so this country's fucked, man. This country's toast, dude. This is the number one most highest selling PC gaming series of all time. We're done, folks. There's no hope for humanity. Really, there isn't. Not even like RuneScape or League of Legends. Neither of those could top Sims. I honestly don't even know what to think. Because I just watched 10 minutes of Sims gameplay and I want to put a bullet in my brain. Holy shit, dude, that was so fucking boring. So what the Sims franchise, and if they take this fucking idea, Friday, May 24th at 8:49 a.m., they better fucking give me my cut, because this is actually a really good idea. It's Sims 5, Skitsed out on comedy skits. What does skitsed out mean? That means it's a term I came up with like a year ago. Like, I'm skitsed out. Like, I'm really like deep into my schizophrenic paranoia and delusional mental illness. So basically, whenever I would find myself literally doing things what a schizophrenic patient would do, I would just call it, I would call it skitsed out. I'm skitsed out, man. Skitsed out. So not like comedy, yeah, whatever, who gives a shit about the lettering? Just spell schizophrenia and then add a Z and then ED, like erectile dysfunction. ED. That is how you spell. Yeah, it's with an E. You ever wonder how people sleep in like Vietnam back when they were like burning children alive? Like, that's literally what they did in that war. They all got junked up on heroin and opium, torched the men in the villages, burned them alive, and then they probably raped the wives and the daughters. Let's be real. So, you're a young man, 20, and and you're thinking about joining the military, right? Because why not? You got nothing better to do. You're kind of dumb, so you can't really go to college. Your family's kind of broke, so... Oh yeah, I'll fight for my country. I really love freedom, and I'm an American. Yeah, that's what you tell yourself. But really, we all know why you're joining the military. Or maybe they did a draft, which is even more fun. That's real fun shit. Getting drafted to go get hooked on low-grade heroin, watch a couple of yellow people get torched alive by you, and then rape the women and children, probably the daughters even, after you just torched all the men alive. But it's for America, baby. Everybody else is doing it. The torching, the heroin, and the raping. And then what do you do with the women? You probably give them some heroin before so they don't have to fucking consciously be awake for that whole thing. It's like chloroform, which is a lot better than socking a bitch in the face because it doesn't leave a bruise. Was there a draft? Oh, the Korean War is kind of fun, too. Would your number have been called? What? December 1st, 1969. What a time to be alive, huh? Oh, wow. The United States held its first draft lottery, which gave young men a random number corresponding to their birthdays. Men with lower numbers were called first and told to report to induction centers where they could be ordered into active duty and possibly sent into the Vietnam War. If you had been born in 1950, what would your draft number have been? Enter your birthday below to find out. Ooh, this is fun. Can they tattoo it on my arm? I would have been drafted. 164 is my number. I would have been drafted. I'm going to be honest. Doesn't sound that bad of a gig. Think about it. You get to fight for your country, the best goddamn country in the world. For what? I don't even know. Who gives a shit? You know what I mean? Does anybody know what we were fighting for in Vietnam? You get to protect the greatest goddamn country in the world. 2, if you don't already know, you get to learn how to properly operate and use a firearm. And grenades and a flamethrower. 3, you get to, go see the world a little bit. leave the United States, go to an Asian country. Plus, the women love white men in Asian countries. They just do. Because they think you got money. That's why they love them all. So that's number 4. You get to meet some nice ladies after the raping. Yeah, 4 is the Asian women love white men. 5, you get to try some new cuisine. I don't know much about Vietnamese food, but I'm sure it's not like fucking Moroccan food. You know, they got some decent, what's the word I'm looking for? Chinese noodle? Oh, Chinese noodle. Very good. So you get to try good food. That's 5 pretty good things right there. And number 6, you get to pretty much like be the first ones to try heroin. Or opium, I should call it. I guess it's whatever, you know. What's the difference? It's fucking opium. And opium is the main ingredient in all opiates, including heroin. Now it's more natural and not as bad for you as heroin, but hey, which also means it's not as strong, obviously. So, I honestly don't see anything wrong with being drafted. Think about it, like, fucking being all, like you're nodding out, like, you're fucking nodding off in the trenches because you just shot a bunch of fucking opium into your feet because you didn't want to get the track marks on your arms for when you return home to the church, like Christian family. You're from Texas. Imagine if you were just a little bit better at football and you wouldn't have gotten to do all those amazing things. They might have still pulled your number. But hey, that's pretty good, right? Okay, am I trying to think, is there any more? You get a good tan. Sunny and hot out over there at all times. So you would catch a good, nice base layer for the rest of your life, pretty much. A nice base layer, tan skin. And if you're from the north, you know, you ain't gonna complain about that. Are there any other? You could technically legally rape all the wives and daughters. I mean, as long as one of the fucking dudes you're serving with doesn't fucking run his yap a bit too much, you guys are in the clear. Plus, they get to try opium for the first time. I kind of wish I was born in fucking 1950. I would have been drafted. That's 8 really, really, really not bad things. And they come back from the fucking war after we lost that war, didn't we? Probably because they were all junked up. They were all nodding off, falling asleep from fucking smoking opium for the first time. Couldn't handle the sight of a couple of flaming, charred bodies. Quitters, man. Quitters, quitters, quitters. Lose the Vietnam War. Now we're talking. I think we forfeited this war. The Vietnam War, back in name. I think we killed more of their people, but we still lost. Okay, this Vietnam War article is 2 days old. Why did the Vietnam War start? There we go. We provided funding, armaments, and training to South Vietnam's government and military since Vietnam's partition into the Communist North and the Democratic South in 1954. Tensions escalated into armed conflict between the two sides, and in 1961, U.S. President John F. Kennedy chose to expand the military aid program. The terms of this expansion included yet more funding and arms, but a key alteration was the commitment of U.S. soldiers to the region. Kennedy's expansion stemmed in part from Cold War-era fears about the domino theory. I'll look that one up. If communism took hold in Vietnam, it would topple democracies throughout the whole of Southeast Asia. It was thought, yeah. Jesus Christ. I mean, look at us now, man. God damn. We're like invading other countries to stop communism back then. And now we're trying to, like, become China, essentially. That's the fucking, like, weird notion that I heard some fucking political dudes talking about. How about we just be America and fucking nuke them all? Or run a little psyop or two. Have them turn on each other. Have them destroy themselves from the inside. You know, have them just turn on each other. Along with Russia, Iran, North Korea, which I imagine would all four be countries not too fond of the U.S. if there were to be a World War III. Good way to stop that. Have them all turn on each other. You know, I'm not going to get into specifics and give out a fucking goddamn wartime strategy for free. You know what I mean? But if we're not doing that already, then God help this country and get Joe Biden the fuck out of here, man. I get we gave $230 billion to Ukraine. Is money even real at this point? You know what I mean? Is it just like numbers on a screen? Tap, 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 tap. Send. That's what it feels like. Kennedy was assassinated in '63, but his successor, Lyndon B. Johnson, God, what a schmuck. I wonder if you're the vice president and you take over as president because of a death, do you get his salary? Obviously. Continued the work that Kennedy had started. Good for you, Lyndon. Johnson raised the number of South Vietnam deployments to 23,000 U.S. soldiers by the end of his first year in office. It's my favorite number, 23. Political turbulence there and two alleged North Vietnamese attacks on U.S. naval vessels spurred Johnson to demand the passage of the Gulf of Tonkin Resolution. Yes, in 64. It granted him broad latitude in handling the struggle against communism in Southeast Asia. Was it technically a war? Bro, they were fucking burning each other alive. The United States committed some... My voice is really weird this morning. We committed, 550,000 troops to the Vietnam front at the height of the conflict, suffered more than 58,000 casualties, and engaged in battle after battle with communist forces in the region until its withdrawal in 1973. However, from a constitutional perspective, this conflict did not technically count as a war. Bro, if that ain't a war, fuck me, dude. Jesus Christ. If that ain't a war, man, what is? They were like raping and burning each other alive. That's not even like a bit. And they were all hooked on fucking smack. The U.S. Constitution grants Congress sole authority to issue declaration of war. Since 1941, Congress has declared war only 6 times, all during World War II. Congress authorized troop deployment in Vietnam, but because it did not issue a declaration of war on North Vietnam, or the Viet Cong. Oh, so that's why Kong's Island is over there. Duh. Kong, Skull Island. I think it came out in 2016, 17. Where Samuel L. Jackson, the dude does too many movies. And Brie Larson, and a bunch of other fucking people nobody gives a shit about. They basically go to Skull Island. It's not the one with Jack Black. That one's better. And yeah, dude, can anybody come up with an original fucking movie or show nowadays? I got one that's fucking amazing. But I started like typing about it in my notes, and it started becoming part of my reality, so I kind of just put a halt on that. But because it did not issue a declaration of war on North Vietnam or the Viet Cong, the Vietnam War is technically speaking not considered a war in the United States. What? Why? Because we lost? Because we pulled out? That's why, isn't it? Exactly. Of course it is. Let's see here. Quick facts. Wow. That's why it's not a war. Because we don't want to admit that we lost. a war. Jesus Christ, dude. Talk about like a sore loser, man. Like, no, we never declared that to be a war. So we technically didn't lose. Even though we dropped more bombs in the quote-unquote Vietnam War than all of the bombings of Germany, Italy, and Japan during World War II, which were not the Allies, the fucking, whatever they were called. I forget the term. But those are the three countries that were against the Allies in World War II. Germany, Italy, and Japan. We dropped more bombs in Vietnam than all three of those countries combined during World War II. Not a war. What? Those are the three quick facts we get. We entered the war, but we didn't declare. That's honestly pretty fitting. Because imagine beating Germany, Italy, and Japan in World War II and then losing to Vietnam. Vietnam. What the fuck even happens in Vietnam? What do they do there? They make tchotchkes. Tchotchkes. They make tchotchkes and American Eagle t-shirts. No, seriously, what is in Vietnam? What does it even look like there? Is it Skull Island? Vietnam. I'm just trying to get like an idea of what they were looking at when they were fighting. It's right next to Thailand, Cambodia, Laos. Rouse. That's something my stepmom would say to our dogs growing up. Rouse. Just scream at them for getting in the way. Rouse. Rouse. Well, some decent architecture. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, it looks like any other fucking Asian shithole where they got dogs running around everywhere. In Thailand, they have like, how many fucking stray dogs do they have? Like, over like hundreds of thousands. Stray dogs in Thailand. Here we go. This is information that everybody's dying to know. That is crazy, dude. Holy shit. Yeah, dogs are like birds in Thailand. They're like people. Street dogs, commonly soy dogs in Thailand, are ownerless, free-ranging dogs. These dogs are sometimes rounded up and sold as meat in Vietnam and China. It is estimated... It is... It is... And Asian people get mad when, you know, it is it's estimated that there are about 8.5 million dogs in Thailand. About 730,000 are abandoned by their owners. Bangkok alone is estimated to have from 100,000 to 300,000 abandoned street dogs. So they're just fucking everywhere. It's like mosquitoes. You ever been to Alaska? Anybody? Yeah, well, the mosquitoes there are... Whew. If you leave the screen door open for 5 seconds, you're going to get fucking murdered in the middle of the night. And they're like 3 times the size of mosquitoes here. So just imagine that, but dogs everywhere. Well, it kind of makes sense that they eat them. What are you going to fucking let them rot? Plus they're living on the street, dude. Of course they eat dogs. A lot of these dogs actually look pretty clean. I bet... Oh, there's Treble. Looks a lot like my aunt's dog, Treble. A little troublemaker. What the hell? Yeah, because my uncle, he married a woman from Thailand. And she said they're just fucking everywhere, man. And, I was talking to an Asian buddy of mine. He told me, you know, smaller breeds, you know, like the more highly sought-after breeds, like a French bulldog, or any other breed that costs a lot of money to buy from a breeder. He said those are the best ones to throw into a pot and make a nice stew out of. Because they're not, you know, big and fat and walking around with, like, a lot of weight. The weight ruins the meat. As they're so heavy, it's just added stress on the fucking body of the dog. Plus they're, you know, usually fighting with each other. They gotta fucking be territorial. The small ones, like the big ones, actually don't fuck with the small ones. For the most part. So, a lot of weight, no good for the meat. Just keep that in mind if you're ever in Thailand. It is pretty sad. But that's why they eat them. I mean... That's... You ever want to... Apparently, yeah. You know, come suck my dick, then. The fuck are we waiting for, dude? Wasting time. It actually looks like a beautiful country. The ocean, seas look really beautiful. there's these mountains that have like, that can't be real. I think that's where Jeremy Wade caught a stingray, actually. You know, I know there's 2 episodes of River Monsters where he goes after stingrays. They can get huge. Like 600 pounds. Imagine reeling in a fucking 600-pound stingray from the bottom of the ocean. Or the bottom of the river. I think it took him like over 3 hours to reel that thing in. He had it on the hook for over like 3 hours. In a little fucking boat. That's a really good show. River Monsters. If you don't like what I'm dishing out here on the program, take a hike. Pipe down in my pipe dream. All right? I don't give a shit. I want to see what fucking Jeremy Wade is pulling out of the river. This show's been they haven't filmed an episode of this show in 7 years. God damn. Talk about time flies, man. Holy shit, dude. Fuck, man. I mean, eventually you run out of river monsters, you know what I mean? That was probably the craziest looking one ever, the tigerfish. Imagine that thing taking a fucking bite out of you while you're washing your clothes. That thing, holy fuck, dude. Holy shit, man. The electric eel one. God damn. No, that's not the electric eel one. Damn, dude. The arapaima. The arapaimas are fish that jump out of the water. And if you're, like, riding on your boat down the river or up the river, they'll literally jump out of the water at you and, like, hit you in the head and knock you out cold, and you'll fall in the fucking river and die. Piranha. Piranha. I know one episode he was fishing for muskie. There's one of the stingrays. That stingray is probably fucking 3-4 times the size of his body. He said it's like pulling the plug out of the bottom of the river. Because the stingrays, they literally are like a suction cup, the way they're shaped. They can literally secure themselves to the bottom of the fucking river in the sand. So that's the hardest part of catching a stingray. Once you got it off of the fucking sand, the bottom of the river, you're probably going to catch it. He really should have gone to the ocean, man. That's where they should have taken the show, but he's like fucking 80 years old. And this dude would stay out for like days sometimes trying to catch these fish. It's a good show. Extreme angler, Jeremy Wade. Oh, I'm an asshole. Cool, dude. Good. Don't give a shit. Reduce, reuse, recycle is the name of the game. That's right, yeah, I know. I like it. I like just talking about random shit that nobody probably gives a single fuck about. Hey, don't listen. Or if you have any suggestions on conversation topics, yeah, just comment or whatever, man. You know, there's so many of you. Yeah. I wouldn't know. I would have no idea about any of that. I still don't. Even though I really wish I did. I went over this about 5 months ago, so my mind hasn't changed on any of that. That's what I mean by I know what I want, I know what my beliefs are, I know, you know. 4 or 5 months ago, nothing since, so whatever, dude. Don't give a shit. There's only so much time you can spend caring about something that might not even fucking exist, man. Where you're just like, Jesus Christ, man. I'm like thinking myself into a fucking anxiety and brain aneurysm, like a panic attack, even though I haven't had a panic attack in years. Thanks to Xanax. And a brain aneurysm. About something that I don't even know if it exists or not. And I tried to figure it out for a year. I'm actually, not much closer to figuring out the truth. Not really. Not if we're talking about, all the specifics of all that shit. C.D. Lamb. Can you imagine being like the Dallas Cowboys and being just that bad at football, especially in the playoffs? The Dallas Cowboys, ever since they won their last Super Bowl. When was their last Super Bowl? Dallas Cowboys playoff. I think they've won like 3 games since then in the playoffs. Which is just so fucking pathetic. They've been a team since 1960. They've won 5 Super Bowls. Appeared in 8. Pretty good, right? Yeah. Just wait. When did they get to this? Yeah, so they won the Super Bowl in 95 was their last Super Bowl win. Last time they've been to a Super Bowl. Last time they made it to the conference championship. So they haven't even made it to the NFC championship since then. They got 1 win in 96 against the Vikings. And then 98, loss first round. 99, loss first round. 2003, loss, first round. 2006, loss, first round. 2007, loss, first round. 2009, they got a win against the Eagles, and then they lost in the second round to the Vikings. 2014, 5 years later, win against the Detroit Lions. Yes, they made it to the playoffs one year. And then they lost in the second round to the Packers. And then 3 years later, or no, 2 years later, lost to the Packers again. 2 years after that, they beat the Seahawks. And then in the second round, they lost to the Rams. I mean, the fucking Rams, dude. 2021, 3 years later, no playoff appearances in between any of these. They lost in the first round to the 49ers. The 49ers have fucking really had their number the last 2021, 2022. I thought they beat them the third year, but no. Huh. No, they played the Packers this previous year because they got cooked. They got cooked. They were down by 20, I think, at halftime. And then 2022, they beat the Buccaneers. Come on, let's watch the game. It's the Cowboys and Buccaneers. And then they lost to the 49ers again in the second round. And they lost to the Packers this past year. In Jerry World. With Jordan Love. A second-year quarterback. With really nobody to throw to. They didn't have a CeeDee Lamb. They didn't have a CeeDee Lamb on the Packers to throw to. Or, what's the guy's name? Michael Gallup. He's all right. They traded fucking Amari Cooper to the Browns. But they had what's that guy's name? Shit. Michael Gallup is all right. I thought he was a decent receiver, man, but oh yeah, they had what's his face? They had a pretty good offense this year, especially in the last half of the season after I traded Dak Prescott. I had Dak Prescott on one of my dynasty teams, and I traded him for fucking pocket lint. I think I traded I don't even remember. Maybe Justin Fields. Yeah. I traded him for Justin Fields. I think. Which is, for fantasy. And as soon as I called him pocket lint, he fucking started torching it up, man. He almost got close to winning an MVP. You know who didn't torch it up? After I fucking said that he's maybe the worst coach of all time, Bill Belichick, man. Can you imagine? Like being considered one of the best. I mean, still people consider him the best coach of all time. Him, John Madden. And then Tom Brady goes to Tampa Bay. And he instantly starts sucking ass. I don't think he's had a winning record since Tom left. 3 years Tom's been gone. I think they won 4 games last year. 4. Best coach of all time. There's a reason that special teams coordinators never get head coaching jobs. And it's not because they're super knowledgeable in football. You know? It's because they're in charge of the special teams unit, which is kickoffs, kick returns, punts, and punt returns. And you can't, punts and punt returns don't even really count that much. Not for the most part. I mean, technically field goals do too, but that's what Bill Belichick was in. That was his specialty when they hired him. Special teams. And then, how many fucking teams interviewed this motherfucker? Because they fired him, dude. I know I talked about it. I went on a rant about it on an earlier episode, but it's just fucking hilarious to me. To go from like one of the best coach of all time to basically showing the world that Tom Brady is the reason why you're a good coach. I mean, that's really what it is. And when Tom left, I really thought it was Bill. I thought Bill was the reason why New England was such a good dynasty franchise. I thought Tom was being carried. I thought Tom was carried in all of his Super Bowl wins. Personally, that's what I thought at the time. I thought Tom was a game manager. He doesn't really, he's not fucking, I thought he got fucking lucky in most of his Super Bowls with the good defenses. He lost to Eli Manning twice. The Patriots lost to Eli Manning 2 times. Can you imagine? Can you just imagine that? You know that doesn't sit well with Tom, man. Not once, but twice to Eli. Eli Manning. What teams are interested in Bill Belichick? Well, none of them. I'll just, spoiler alert. None of them are interested in hiring Bill Belichick. Not a single one. The greatest coach of all time, apparently. You know, I really don't understand some of these fucking teams, man. They should probably, some of these fucking teams need to hire new general managers because they don't know what the fuck they're doing. The Denver Broncos are paying $40 million to Russell Wilson this year. He's not even on the team. How is that even possible? How do you still have a job after making that deal as a GM? They're paying his contract this year. He's not even on the team. They traded him. The Steelers are paying him $1 million this year. I don't understand. I don't get it. And Russell wasn't even playing that bad at the end of the year. For the first half of this past season and last season, all of last season, he looked like maybe the worst quarterback that I've ever watched play football. Because whoever was the offensive coordinator for the Broncos didn't know how to make an offensive scheme that fit his what's the word I'm looking for? Not weaknesses, but fucking the good thing, his fucking strong suits, whatever the fuck. Russell Wilson is a fucking somewhat mobile quarterback who can, decently get out of the pocket and thrives in play action. So you need a decently good running back in a running game to, make the play action actually believable to the defense. So they believe that it's going to be a run, and then he's like the best deep bomb thrower in the NFL when he was in Seattle. His fucking balls go like a mile in the air. So I said this when I was watching football. I feel like I'm almost better at fucking coaching a football team than some of these fucking idiots, dude. Like, all you have to do is kind of take a few pages out of the Seattle Seahawks playbook when he was in Seattle and fit a scheme or build it, tailored to that offense as well, which they have decently good receivers for the most part. When they're getting thrown accurate balls. Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton, and not Patrick Surtain, he's the cornerback. God, what's the fucking third string wide receiver's name? Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton, Tim Patrick. I think that's what his name is. I might be wrong on that one. And no, Melvin Gordon hasn't been there in a few years. Javonte Williams. It's not a terrible fucking offense. Greg Dulcich, which I know he got injured last year. Those three receivers aren't that bad overall. You don't have like a Justin Jefferson, obviously, who's the best receiver in the NFL. But when you don't scheme the offense to tailor to the quarterbacks, God, I'm drawing a blank on the word. Skill set. Literally all you have to do is fucking literally copy the playbook that they had in Seattle. Am I missing something here? Do I need to go fucking replace a fucking GM or an offensive coordinator? Is that what needs to happen here? Because I'll do it. I think I honestly could very well. It's goddamn pathetic, honestly. How do some of these people get jobs? How does Eric Bieniemy not have a head coaching job? Because he was the offensive coordinator for the Kansas City Chiefs, and he had Patrick Mahomes as his quarterback, so of course of course. So technically it wasn't Eric Bieniemy's play calling. Dude, have you seen the plays that Kansas City Chiefs, their offense run? It's unlike any other team in the NFL. Who do you think came up with those plays? The fucking defensive coordinator? Eric Bieniemy is the only one making the plays for the Chiefs at the time. The most unique goal line plays I've ever seen. Is that because Patrick Mahomes is drawing up those plays? I'm sure there's a little bit of improvisation, but I mean, Jesus Christ, man. No other offensive coordinator is coming up with those kinds of plays. So, what about the Ravens? Or, I mean, there's nobody fucking better than the Chiefs, though, man, and Patrick Mahomes. Imagine being the Chicago Bears in that draft. Whoever's drafting for the Bears needs to be fired. Dude, imagine drafting Mitch Trubisky for this number 2 pick overall. Patrick Mahomes was drafted at number 10. Mitch Trubisky. He is not even a starting quarterback anymore in the NFL. He is a backup. Can you imagine? I mean, just think about it. Like, think about being the owner of the Chicago Bears. I would blow my brains out. And I'd give the team to my fucking daughter or something, dude. Or I would take over all operations. I'd take over the GM position, the head coach, the offensive coordinator, the defensive coordinator. That's what I would do. I don't think the Bears have had a quarterback with more than 30 passing touchdowns in franchise history. It seems impossible, right? That's not even 2 passing touchdowns per game. If you average 2 passing touchdowns per game, that's 32 touchdowns in a season. They haven't had one quarterback in over 65 years with over 30 passing touchdowns. How is that possible? No, seriously. That's actually impossible. It is. It's impossible. Patrick Mahomes 4 or 5 years ago had 55, I think. And he had 5,000 passing yards. 50, he almost had 60 passing touchdowns. And the Bears haven't had one quarterback. We're almost at our time here, you know what I mean? This is just, just the way she goes here. And guess what? Good. Oh, what am I talking about? Whatever the fuck I want to talk about, dude. I actually have, not only do I not have a problem with me getting off track, I didn't even talk about what I wanted to talk about. Good, dude. I don't give a shit. You gotta fucking wait a little bit, have some patience if you want to hear the good shit on the Patreon. Fucking greedy pigs. Think I give you the fucking slop for free? Eat out of a fucking pig trough like the fucking piss troughs at the state fair? For free? No. But Hayden, what about, some of the things you've talked about are really, serious. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah? And? What's it to you? You got any information that I don't? Do you know anything that I might not? Do you want to come suck my dick? All right. Work on the fucking... Do your work and then I'll clean the shit. Calm down. I was going to do it when you started working, so I didn't have to fucking...
Clean your dishes!
I said go to work, and I'll clean them when you're working. Calm down.
Because they've been there all week. I've been cleaning up after you all week.
Oh, my goodness.
Clean up after yourself.
Yep. I don't want to wake you up. You know what I mean? I'm a nice guy like that. I'm a gentleman. I don't do dishes in the middle of the night because I have like insomnia.
Starting to fucking stink.
Good. Get a little stanky up in here.
Can you do anything?
No, not a thing. I can't even breathe anymore.
Putting all your dishes in a box and throwing them in your room.
All right. That's productive. Ah, man.
Use a little fucking help here. I'm working all goddamn day and trying to take care of Arya.
I've been working for 2.5 years, man. You know what I mean? Apparently the Seek Heil didn't work this morning, so I'm going to have to try something else.
Such a lazy person.
No, yeah. Imagine, man, imagine.
You're eating eggs out.
Just imagine having your fucking brain wired and cooked for like over 2 years. Like nonstop, pretty much every second you're awake, and then like being like, what the fuck? What was going on then? What? Like literally feeling depleted. To the point where like, you're like, what? Wait, what? So I'm not crazy? Yeah. You literally feel like I don't even know how to describe it. Like when you get a new pair of glasses, you know, they probably work better than the old ones. You can see better. You can see from a whole different perspective. Then you think, what the fuck? So wait, I have no money, why? I basically just like saved humanity and I have $0 in my bank account. Yeah. That's when, you know, the shotgun gets a nice polishing. And you just think, man, oh man, oh man, oh man. This world doesn't make any sense. And then you try to think about it for a couple weeks, months. And then you think, yeah, that's it. I'm done thinking for a while. I'm done thinking for a bit. Because I did that whole thinking thing nonstop for fucking years. And this is the thanks I get, man. You know what I mean? This is why you keep it close to the chest. And nobody probably knows what I'm talking about, and fucking good. Fucking good, man. You're welcome. I'm not even trying to be like cocky or fucking like, I don't need anybody to feel bad for me or have pity on me or any of that fucking gay shit. I'm just like, man, I feel like, deep down, yeah, man, I'm just trying to make the best of the situation or whatever fucking homo shit. And Bill Belichick, how many teams did he interview for? Yeah, Bill Belichick coached the Patriots as a head coach for 24 years. 4-13 last year, greatest coach of all time. 4-13, best coach to ever grace the football field. 4-13. He's also the GM. Yes, he is. Not only is he the head coach, he is also the general manager, which means it's a big difference. The GM is the one who signs all the players, writes all their contracts, gives them all whatever amount of money for whatever year, however many years, those are the contracts. The GM also drafts all of the players in every draft, does all the trades. So, yeah, the head coach doesn't have anything to do with any of those things. That's what the GM's job is. He's got both. He did both. So, technically, hints, man. Don't you just love hints? God, I love hints. Hey, here's a hint. Take a hint, dude. God damn. What if I could, baby? Yeah, what if I could? He interviewed twice for the Falcons. The Panthers. NFC South rivals. The Raiders. The Chargers. The Seahawks. The Titans. Wow. I didn't even know Mike Vrabel was fired. That's kind of surprising to me. The Commanders. Riverboat Ron got fired. Jesus, man. The Cowboys. McCarthy got fired too. Wow. Did he really? Goddamn. Big Mike. No, yeah, I was going to say the Eagles showed up on here and I was like, they didn't fire Sirianni. That would be really dumb. He's the perfect head coach for Philadelphia. That dude screams Philly. Yeah, they're not going to fire him, dude. I mean, the Eagles, pretty big, pretty, what's the word I'm looking for? Seismic, like an earthquake, collapse They lost to the Buccaneers. Baker took them down, dude. So the Cowboys, Commanders, 2, 3 Titans, 4 Seahawks, 5 Chargers, 6 Raiders, 7 Panthers, 8 Falcons. I don't know if all of these teams interviewed him, but I know at least half of them did. None of them wanted anything to do with the best coach in NFL history. So, maybe I'm sure he's just taking a year off. Good for him, man. He deserves it. He literally looks like a fucking homeless person on the sideline with his fucking clothes. All he does is wear like fucking sweatpants and like cut off sweatshirts. It's kind of hilarious. He's the GM. And the GM and the head coach of the second most valuable football team in America. Cowboys are number 1. I think they're worth like $4 billion, the Patriots, and this dude's wearing like fucking sweatpants every game. And cut off fucking sweatshirts. It's actually pretty hilarious. I don't think I've ever seen him wear this fucking polo button-up shirt. Ever. Not once. That's the guy who was... That's not that bad. I've never seen him wear these nice-ass shirts, dude. Even in the fucking Super Bowl, he's wearing yeah, this is what you see for the last few years. It actually makes me like him more. It's funny. All of the pictures of him wearing like button-up shirts are not newer pictures. They're all when he looks younger, for sure. So you could tell he just was like, fucking, dude. No, I don't need fucking new, yeah, that's what he would wear every game. Sweatpants, a weird Under Armour under his cut-off sweatshirt. Hey. He's actually a little bit overdressed, if I might say so, because it's too much blue. It's too many fucking layers and shit, And he always has like the fucking, yeah, whatever. This doesn't look like he looks out of his comfort zone when he's wearing nice clothes. Yep, here it is. Yeah. What is this, from the Super Bowl? He's wearing his fucking gray cutoff. I hate to say it, but I was wrong. Tom is the GOAT. Yeah, this is my favorite picture of him. This is great. This is after one of their games. It's got like cigarette burns in his shirt. He's like, yeah, I know. I fucking drafted the wrong quarterback, man. What the fuck else do you want from me? He's so blunt, too, in his press conferences. I'm actually starting to like him. But it is funny how I was talking shit about the motherfucker for 2 years and then not a single team hired him, you know? And I was talking shit about Russell Wilson for 2 years. They literally, the Broncos, for some reason, even though he was playing decently well, until they benched him while he was playing good. Versus when he wasn't playing good. I mean, what? They literally benched Russell Wilson when he was just starting to, like, click with his offense. And I was saying for the year and a half before that, Russ is trash in Denver. Let Russ cook is like one of his sayings. Yeah, let him cook you up the shittiest fucking meal you've ever eaten in your life. Well, him and fucking his fucking, what is it? Sierra Trading Post. They make a fucking dumb TikTok while they're over, like, burning your fucking toast and shit. Yeah, Bill Belichick press conference. That's what I was doing. I mean, where else are you getting this kind of fucking juicy shit? Videos. Class is still in session. Couldn't make enough plays to win. Damn. Oh, he's wearing a suit here. He knew it was the end. He knew it. Yeah, I was going to talk about Sims 5, but guess what? Nobody... I'll talk about it later, maybe, or whatever. Who gives a shit? If you actually fucking play the regular Sims and not Sims 5, you deserve to be shot in the street. Dude, what the fuck? Eight toots. You ready to stop dicking around? Proud of the way the team competed. Alright, well, I'm just trying to find, like, all the fucking clips of him just being like, well, no, we lost because we didn't score enough points. Shit like that. Well, the other team came out hard and they played better than us tonight. I don't know. I didn't look at the stat sheet. I don't know what the time of possession was like. Press conference, yeah. God damn. Oh.